Nearly half of all Americans are subscribed to audio platforms such as Spotify, Apple, etc. How does this impact old media? And when I say old media, things like radio, TV, etc. What kind of influence does this have on old media?
It's clearly losing market share every year, kind of like cable is losing its market share on TV because younger people and even more older people are just starting to get acclimated to choosing what they want to watch and what they want to hear. Like back, when we were kids, uh, you had to be at the TV whenever you wanted to watch your favorite show. You had to like set aside your schedule.
Facts.
But now it all switched that you just watch it when you want, and you can do other stuff like when you want to do it. Like you can set your schedule more. So on for old media, it's been going out. Like it's going to continue going out. But I'd say I'd look more future than back.
Okay.
So I would look more into the future. Like, what does this mean for the future?
Facts.
Rather than like looking at radio, because there's only so much you can do with radio.
Yeah.
Right. But future wise, like, what can you do with the concept of people paying for services?
Okay.
Or paying to be a part of something. And we talked about this previously with Patreon, right?
Yeah.
So people signing up to someone's Patreon, if you guys don't know what that is essentially like a subscription, a custom subscription to somebody. Right. So it's subscribing to an influencer. And right now it's just for like exclusive content, or maybe if you subscribe to this podcast and we had like a Patreon, it would be that you get exclusive episodes of the podcast, maybe with some like, we have really valuable content that we're giving out about marketing only to our subscribers.
Right.
Like we'll give valuable content to everybody else, but we'll give really valuable stuff to Patreon subscribers. That's the idea behind it.
Yeah.
So what this means for artists, as I was mentioning before, I mentioned this a few times now. People are going to start to familiarize themselves with growing with you.
Yeah.
So when you look at the stock market or cryptocurrency or whatever, people both believe in the idea of the company, or a cryptocurrency is really a company. It's a software company, is a cryptocurrency. So they just have they have the algorithms and like the setup and the framework for how the cryptocurrency is going to go.
Right.
And you can build other applications on top of it. Like it's a software company.
Right.
So there's companies that people believe in. And then you also grow, like your stock and whatever that is grows the more people that get into it as well. There's two ways to grow with it. You both believe in the company, or in this case, it will be the artist. You both believe in that artist, and you count on like more people joining in. So like, let's say there's artist XYZ. I hear him first come out. I'm like, oh, they're really talented. But let's say that like it's some obscure genre, and I like it, but I don't think that many other people will like it.
Right.
Okay, well, that's probably not one that I want to like invest in. But let's say like they're really good, and I think other people are going to really like them, and I think they have great marketing. Like I think it's going to be more so that you start to put more stock into that person versus just subscribing to a platform.
Right.
Because the exclusive content thing, like it's okay, but it's not the right model for music. And we saw this happen with Tidal. Like Tidal's in Apple Music tried to start to do exclusive content. I think Spotify has like some of their own sorts of things like Spotify Sessions or that sort of thing. It doesn't really work all that well for music.
Yeah.
I think it's because music is so much easier to make than film. Like you can just knock out songs.
Right.
Like you can't really knock out films all like that. It's going to take you some time to film everything and put it together. But with songs, you just knock them out. Yeah. And so there's so many songs to listen to that the exclusive content thing, like it can be okay. But what's going to be better, what's more appealing, and what I've seen some people in film start to do and have some success with is that you get to have a piece of this project or this film. And when people have some stock in that, they're more inclined to follow that artist.
Right.
Jesus puts it as your treasure, like, show me where your money is, and like, I'll show you your heart. So it's not that, like, if anybody's watching this and you've ever bought a stock,
Yeah.
you pay way more attention to that stock after you bought it.
Facts.
So you're like, yeah, you paid attention to it before, but now once your money's in it, like, you're really watching.
Yeah.
So same thing can happen with the music industry because of NFTs. So because NFTs are more instant than royalties would be, like, that's the thing that gets people to pay attention to the stock market more so than anything else.
Right.
Because you can buy and sell a stock, like, you can do it once a minute,
Right.
if you want to. Like, you can buy a stock at 337 and you can sell it at 338 if you really, really want to.
Right.
And like, you can realize, it's called realizing that gain. So right now, it's harder for films and music artists to do this because getting somebody to invest into your songwriting royalties, it takes a while for those to come back. And like, you don't get as much of as like an adrenaline hit.
Right.
Whenever it takes 2 months to get your money back.
Yeah.
But if you could do it every day, like, if your NFT, like, let's say Drake's NFT starts to go up every day, more and more people start to dump money into it. Well, that's my adrenaline hit.
Yeah.
Like, I can now watch that every day, and now I can look at all these different artists that are on here, and then I can invest in that. So that's where I see that idea of people being subscribed to audio, like, that transfers there.
Yeah.
Just, it has to be completed.
Yeah.
And that process I just described is not an easy process to do.
Right.
But it can happen. I think we got half of the people. Was that in America, or was that in the? Yeah, it was American. So we got half the people already kind of on the train for that. But yeah, man, that's what I gather from that study. Yeah. That's where I continue to see this going. I think it's exciting, but we're just waiting for a couple pieces.
Yes, sir.
That's all we're waiting for.
I like it, man. It makes sense.